Shall we? I have a knife. Should I just throw it out the window?
Yeah. Back from Vermont. I have had my shower. That is about it. It is 9:15. Super tired, but I do have laundry going in here. And now I need to get the dishwasher emptied and get the kitchen cleaned. I need to bring Yvonne to work today in about an hour and a half. And I want to get back upstairs and work on the switcheroo. But my whole house needs to be cleaned and I just can't leave it. So, you know, if you clean it before you leave, you're going to clean it when you get back. Especially if you leave people home. I know I mentioned continuing to clean out my room of all the things that the girls have up there, continuing the switcheroo. You will see that in my next video. So this video is really about kind of getting my house back after I have been gone. So I left for Vermont on Sunday. I came back late Thursday afternoon at like 4:30 in the afternoon, and Yvonne went with me, and we were taking care of my 3 grandchildren while my son and his wife were away at a conference. So they are 6 years old, 3 years old, and 9 months old. So it was just, as you can imagine, a wonderful time. Hey, I'm sorry I walked in your room.
Oh, I didn't even.
Oh, I think that's what woke you up. What woke you up? You're just not aware of it because I am filming, by the way, but that's fine. Because for some reason I walked out of my shower and walked in your room like it was mine.
I mean, I might. When did you shower and walk to the room? I woke up around 8:15.
Oh, no, it's after that.
No.
I just opened the door.
Looked around for a little while and then looked at my phone. I'm reading about all the beautiful things of the world.
Oh, that's a bad way to wake up. I had to leave that in there because, yes, it was a wonderful time, but physically tiring. Well, my room, when we first moved into this house, was in the room that is now Rachel's room. So that morning I got out of the shower and I walked into her room like it was my own. That was just a complete, as they call them, senior moment. And I thought she was asleep because she was laying in bed, but apparently she wasn't. She just didn't hear me because she had her headphones on. So I could have saved myself some embarrassment and not said anything. Also, throughout this video, you'll see I look super happy, but I'm actually super overwhelmed. So whenever I get home, if I wasn't doing other projects, I probably wouldn't have felt so overwhelmed, but I left mid-switcheroo of us switching up all the bedrooms, and I wasn't done yet. So I come home to that, plus Mama's been away for, 4 days or so. So there's that. Things just aren't the way I would leave them, although things went really well. Actually, my husband did most of his cooking on Sunday. He cooked like a roasted chicken. He made some kind of it was like corn flour with bacon and cheese, and I don't know what he had all in it, but it was very good for like a breakfast casserole. He made homemade English muffins from scratch, flatbread so you could throw a pizza together really fast. I was like, we should do this every week, although 90% of what he made I don't eat, but I think it would make life easier if we had a cooking day. So who knows, we could add that to our schedule. I think it would be a nice thing to do. Either way, when I came home, also you'll see, I'm going to go outside and you'll see my plants. Plants are dying because I was into switching bedrooms, wasn't really watering. We were getting a lot of rain and then we had a dry spell and they were not watered once while I was gone. So some things seem dead. I'm cutting things back, seeing if it will grow again. I'm not too worried about it where it is fall, but it is a little sad because, September, even though it was half summer, because it's not like till was it the 22nd of September where it becomes fall, but it's also, half fall. So it usually is summer-like weather, cooler and just beautiful like spring. Fall is coming and you can definitely stretch out the plants, but that might not happen this week. Either way, my trip to Vermont was everything you all wished it would be. It was wonderful to be with my grandchildren. They've lived in Alabama up until about a month ago. And so now, instead of going from Maine to Alabama, it's just Maine to Vermont, a 4-hour drive. And I had told my daughter-in-law, because she was so sweet and so thankful that I took care of them, I said, no, this was such a blessing, because now I feel like we spent Monday to Wednesday supper time together. I said, now I feel like they really know me and I really know them. Just having that time where they were completely dependent on me for care. I was spending all of my time. And as you grandmas can relate, when you're home and you have children, you have a to-do list a mile long. But when you're the Grammy going to their house, your only to-do list is to hang out with your grandkids. Feed them, clothe them, of course, bathe them, all those things. But you can really just relax and not think about all the extra things that you have going on in your own life. I left my life and my schedule behind and could just have concentrated time with them. And it was wonderful to have Yvonne with me. She's 18 years old. We've never been much of a babysitting family, so we've not really had babies around that much, except for when my grandchildren are visiting, but mom and dad were taking care of everything. So Yvonne was right in there. She changed the diapers, she warmed up the bottle, she fed her baby niece Joanna. Let's see, what else did she do? She bathed the kids, she washed their hair, she did Eloa's hair. Eloa's my 3-year-old granddaughter, and she did her hair so cute one of the days. I wish I would have taken a picture of it. She sunk in with both feet into auntie life, and she played with them. Oh, they just had the best time. One of the pictures I had, I'll have to share it on my community page, was Yvonne and Joanna laying on the couch, and Joanna's 9 months old, and looking so intently at Yvonne. We were trying to get Joanna to sleep, and she just wasn't having it the first night. And so Yvonne was kind of whispering to her, and Joanna is so intently looking at her, like trying to hang on to every word is what it looks like. It is just the cutest little thing. And isn't it funny, all of you who are older like me, how much, we knew things were changing even as we were having kids, because laying them on their back and then laying them on their stomach and then laying them on their side, and it was always changing what you do. Well, now they don't have blankets or pillows. Not that my kids had pillows, they didn't, but they did have a blanket. But now you put them in a little zipper thing that's like a Snuggie for babies, so that they don't have the blanket to suffocate them. It's sad that we're always trying to figure out why SIDS happens, but man, moms never have it easy, where things are changing and you feel like if you don't go with the change, you're gonna, something devastating is going to happen to your child. Ugh, such stress that moms are under, and grandmas, because I was determined no one was going to get hurt while I was on watch. And there were moments where Yvonne was like, you have got to relax. You're just acting crazy right now. And I didn't feel like I was. I was calm about it, but I was kind of like, nope, they're not going to do this or do that because that's dangerous, because when you get older, you've heard of so many things that can happen or have happened to someone. You've got all these stories in your head of these wacky accidents that happened when this kid did that, kind of like the whole running with a pencil type of thing, but way, way more over the top than that. I also didn't go anywhere with them. We just hung out at home. We did go for a walk one day. They're in kind of like a cul-de-sac. It has a circle, so we went around the circle. That was fun. But we would have our outdoor playtime. They have a playroom in the basement, so they would have their basement playtime. We would do a movie in the afternoon when the baby was sleeping as like a quiet time. So it was a very, very relaxed time off for me, which was really great. And by the time I came home, my youngest Ava had already started school, so she'd already kind of gotten her morning schedule together. That was also very helpful. But just walking back into my own life was a bit overwhelming. And I'm kind of trying to work through the anxiety of that. Let me know if you can relate to that in the comments section. I would love to hear. But you come home and just things are not, so to speak, your way. I was sniffing that. My husband put his, what's it called? Oh my goodness, I just lost it. English muffins, his homemade English muffins in a produce keeper, and they molded. And so that plastic smelled a little bit. So I was sniffing it. I was giving it the good old sniff test. And then this next clip, I just had to put in there. I know every mom everywhere, all over the world, will relate to getting your dishwasher started, and then somebody finishes eating, and they're going to come in with a dish. Doesn't it always happen? But then she came in later. She's like, wait, now you've put a dish in the sink. So, you just notice it when it's somebody else, I guess.
Shall we? I have a knife. Should I just throw it out the window?
Yeah. Wash it, dry it, and put it in the...
Can I wash it and dry it after I eat?
Yeah.
Can I put it in the sink and eat?
Yes.
I just don't want to leave it on the table or else it'll get ants.
No, I don't want you to eat it.
Okay.
Did you hear how meek she sounded? That was Rachel, my 26-year-old daughter. Like, do you want me to just throw it out the window? Oh, that was a funny conversation. We have 2 toasters because the purple one is for gluten-free bread and the white one is for gluten bread. And I know it sounds crazy that we would have separate toasters, but Rachel is gluten-free. She does not have celiacs, but she has a very high intolerance to gluten. And she gets mystery stomach aches all the time. Okay, here's what I hate about Stanley cups. I can't open that thing most of the time, so that went in the sink. And so then she came back in to clean her knife. She's like, your Stanley cup is in the sink, right? I'm like, yeah, because I can't open it. So frustrating. Anyway, what was I saying? Now I've completely lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. So she has morning stomach aches. So she was getting stomach aches, and so I got her a dedicated toaster, and it seemed like her stomach aches got better. So now we have one, because your crumbs can be left behind from your bread, and they don't all fall to the bottom, so they can be left on the grids on either side. And toasters are so inexpensive. Like, what is the big deal to just get another $10 toaster, right? So that's what I ended up doing, and so now we have a dedicated gluten-free toaster as well. I don't even know what was on this plate. Oh, I know. This is funny too. You see me scraping because I see spots on the plate. Well, that was part of the design. It wasn't even dirt. It was the design of the plate. Can you relate? It is not for sissies, this whole getting older thing, and your eyesight is going, and oh my goodness, so many things I will misinterpret because I don't see it well. Yes, I have glasses on. They're readers. They're just cheap drugstore glasses. I probably need to break down and go to an eye doctor, and my kids tell me I should also go to a hearing doctor or ear doctor to see if I need hearing aids. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I'm getting older, people. It's okay though. Sometimes I tell them, I'm like, maybe I don't want to hear everything. Maybe I'd like to stay in my own little world. But I would like to see everything because that sometimes can get me into trouble. And yes, my cats eat on the island. I will say we hardly ever use the island, and I promise we disinfect it before we use it. But it is just, I don't know how that even got started. I think probably because we kept kicking over the water and the food. I don't even know. And now they're constantly up there. They think the island belongs to them. Look at all that trash on the floor. Oh my goodness, there's so much to do. And then my dining room is still a mess from our switcheroo. So that is something that is going to need to happen as well. Meanwhile, I am enjoying the Mrs. Meyer's fall scents. I'm loving getting to clean with those. I love her scents. I hope it's a Mrs. Meyer's. It's actually a female since it's Mrs. But I love to clean with the scents. I'm enjoying the tomato. Is it tomato vine one? Not really a fall scent, but I'm loving that one as well.
Wow, the kitchen looks beautiful.
Thank you.
Girl, don't forget.
Yeah. What about it?
Oh, it just,
Oh, yeah. What size are your feet? What size are your feet?
Why, someone in here to train with skinny shoes?
No, there's tons of shoes still up in my room, and I need to know whose are whose.
Like a 6.
Okay, what's Ava?
See, like a 6 or 7.
Won't help me.
7 or 7.5.
Yvonne was bringing out her dress. Oh, there's my kitchen looking much better because she asked if I would take her to lunch one day in honor of Hispanic Month. Is it Hispanic Awareness or is it Hispanic Month? But it's like September 15th to October 15th. And she is Hispanic. She was born in Nicaragua, spent her first 6 years of life there. So, of course, I said yes. And so she was bringing that dress out to just make sure I remembered what I had promised. And then I was asking her what her shoe size is, because I'm still taking, you'll see in the next video, me taking the rest of what is theirs out of my room. And there were a lot of shoes there. Shoes that I'm tempted to just get rid of because they obviously didn't miss them, but they could be winter shoes. And I was asking her her size, thinking I could separate out hers and hers from her sister Ava's. But I'm afraid that maybe their shoe sizes are a little bit too similar that I might not know. In some cases, I do know because they each have their own style, of course. But I was a little bit disappointed, but it's okay. We ended up bringing all the shoes down, and they're sitting there waiting for them to go through and decide what's getting decluttered. Also, all the clothes that had been decluttered from past videos where they were doing their decluttering have gone to Goodwill officially today. My husband has gone to take Yvonne to work, and he said that he would stop at Goodwill on his way home and drop all those things off. So that feels good. It feels good because Rachel had recently, and I put it up here on my channel, decluttered her room, and now they've decluttered their room, or almost done decluttering their room. So, I mean, we've had a good 5 big green trash bags go out of this house full of stuff. There's still more. We have, honestly, trash bags, a couple of things that belong to other friends that were in their room. So we'll be returning that to their friends, which feels good as well. So today I was just tidying up the living room, and I'm vacuuming it. The end tables do need to be wiped down, but I just fizzled before that ever got done. So I'm having to, you got priorities, right? So this is the thing that I have learned, that it is better to do the thing that is glaring at me in the room and keep going to the other things glaring at me than to completely lose my mojo and not be able to get to the other rooms, because then I have to look at them. So I was trying to see what I could get done before I brought Yvonne to work, and I had to leave with her at about 11 o'clock in the morning. So this suitcase is on the floor, and it's going to stay there. And as a matter of fact, it is a day later, and it's still sitting there on the floor because I haven't gotten to it yet. And you know what? It's okay if somebody comes over, just flip that lid down, and they are no worse for wear. And do people actually care? No. Let's face it, if a friend came over and my suitcase was out, what would they say? They would say, "Hey, where'd you go?" And then I'd be sharing with them about my trip, and that would be as far as it would go. I think we get very lost in thinking what other people think. We wear ourselves out because we have that voice in our head, and we just need to let it go. There's Leo. He can't decide if he wants to be upstairs or downstairs, but he definitely follows me around the house. I'm about to show you all the dirt I got out of my living room carpet. Isn't that lovely? Now I'm outside where all my stuff is dead. No, it's not all dead, as you can see, but I'm cutting back the basil. It looks more alive in the shot than it actually is, so I'm cutting it down so that I can get fresh growth, which I have found from harvesting it that does work. And then the very green stuff to my left on the edge is my chamomile that is coming back. So that is a good thing too. And then my plan is the things like the lettuce plants, tomato plants, and that sort of thing that are definitely done. They are going to go to the edge of the property, the edge of my yard. You'll see in just a minute. I'm seeing if I have any cherry tomatoes, and I had a couple, but they had split. And I learned from Kimmy Cope on her channel that oftentimes when you get a lot of rain, your tomatoes will split. So what she does is she brings them in with their green. So this is a lettuce plant, and I'm taking plants that I know are done, and I'm putting them over here on the edge so that as the deer come, they can eat those. And when the deer are done eating them, then I'll take the stalks out, and I am going to preserve the dirt for next year. I'll just fertilize it. I'll probably put some fertilizer in it before I store it under the house. And then when I bring it out in the spring, I'll fertilize it again. So my hyssops, they're a mess. My mint is dead and dried up. So there's some really nastiness going on here, but I will water and see what I can bring back. But we're done with tomatoes, and I know the deer love to eat a good tomato plant, so I'm putting them right where they can access. We have a mom who comes with her babies, and the babies are getting older, but they still have their spots. So hopefully we'll have fun watching them eat what's left over out of the garden area. I had also put a grocery order in the morning, and so that is due to come soon. So it will feel good to get some of the things into the house that we were missing. You'll notice there's not really any meat in the order. We did have meat, we had vegetables. It was just all those little odds and ends that you need, but you will see that haul here coming up in just a few minutes. If you're thinking, why is she taking it out of the bag and just putting it on the counter? Well, that's how YouTubers do it, so they can give you a grocery haul. Actually, one time I did the haul where I was putting it away, and I would tell it to you as I put it away, and I actually like that way better. So I need to remember to do that next time. I was looking at that sheet of paper because that's a sheet of paper that tells you what you wanted that they didn't have, and we haven't been able to get the English cucumbers. We prefer those because I have girls who can't really handle the seeds of a regular cucumber, so they need the mostly seedless, tiny seed cucumbers, which is the English cucumbers. So it's been a struggle ever since there was a recall on cucumbers because people were getting something that I can't remember now. So ever since then, it has been a little hard to get cucumbers into the house. You'll see there's a lot of foods here that if you know anything about the way I eat, it's not stuff I eat, but it's definitely stuff my daughters eat. So that was mostly what this haul was, with the exception of maybe the eggs, the avocado oil, the popsicles, and the coffee creamer. In no particular order. Bananas, dairy-free chocolate chips, 2 spray avocado oils, pasta shells, red onions, caramel K-cups, squeezies for Leo, grapes, green onions. He's like, did you say my name? Chicken breast individually wrapped, some dried organic mango, animal crackers, coffee creamer, queso fresco, vanilla bean ice cream, eggs, carrot sticks, Capri Suns, Dawn Power Wash. Haven't had this in a long time. Leo, what are you doing? Sugar-free popsicles, rice pudding, ginger ale in the mini cans, and then cookie dough, corn, peas, tomato sauce, and diced tomatoes, tomato sauce, and I don't know if I said it, but 2 cans of tomato paste, and the small bathroom cups, and that's it. You'll see me lean over because Rachel is sitting on the couch as well, and she's showing me some inspiration pictures that she has of some artwork that she's going to be creating because she is going to be featured at a local coffee shop, and I'm so excited for her. We've been visiting different places where she could sell her art, and she's going to be doing some nature animal type stuff, and when she's done with it, I'll definitely show you because I think that would interest a lot of you. Also, Allie from Massachusetts, you asked me what I was using for my eyebrows to link it. I know I either bought it at Target or Dollar General, and it's CoverGirl. I need to find the comment again so that I could link it because I'm sure it must be on Amazon, right? But it's CoverGirl. It's number 720, and it's in the color soft blonde, and it's ultra fine brow pencil. Very inexpensive. I don't necessarily buy the same thing every time. I was buying, is it Anastasia or something like that? I can't remember what I was buying before, but basically I bring my daughter Rachel with me, and she actually has her esthetician's license. She's very gifted with makeup, and I let her pick the color. If she picks the color, it always goes well. If I pick the color, not always so much. I am watching a TV show while I do this. I'm trying to think what channel it's on because I use Alexa to find it. It might be Tubi, but it's called 1-800-MISSING, and it's interesting because it says it's rated TV mature, but it's super clean. So I've been enjoying that. It's kind of cheesy. It was the early 2000s, but to me it almost has like an 80s vibe to it. So I like it because I'm the only one who's really into watching it. So I don't have to wait for anyone else to watch it because my husband and I watch this show that has Tom Selleck in it called Blue Bloods. Is it on Paramount Plus maybe? Anyway, I can't watch ahead with Blue Bloods because we watch it together, so I have to wait for him. So I like to have one show that is just mine. That way if I'm folding laundry or something, I can watch it without worrying about somebody else missing it. I know we have a good many new subscribers, and I'm so happy that you're here. I welcome you. You'll find this to be a very positive community of wonderful people. They're so kind to each other in the comments. I see them supporting each other in the comments section, and I just love to see that. So you might not know, I am a mom to 7 children. So I have 3 boys and 4 girls. And my oldest is 31 years old. He's married and has 3 children, the ones that I went and took care of, living in Vermont. And then I have a married son who's in Illinois, a married son who's in North Carolina, and then a daughter who lives in North Carolina as well. And then my other 3 daughters live at home still. So my youngest is about to turn 18. I cannot even believe it. So I welcome you here to the channel, and I love to post all homemaking content, all the things that we do as homemakers, but especially decluttering is something that we really love to do together here. And I'm just so glad for each and every one of you that you have taken your time to spend with me. And I'm just getting the hallway vacuum because I'm about to start on the switcheroo. So you'll see that in my next video. And I'm just so happy to have you here. I'm glad to be back, although I had the best time ever in Vermont. And I hope you remember always that God loves you. And I love you too. And I can't wait to see you next time.